my name is Pietro Voigt, and I'm here to present you about Isaac Asimov, the father of robotics. So, who was Isaac Asimov? Isaac was considered one of the most influential writers of scientific fiction of all times. He was born in January of 1920 in Russia, but he lived most of his life in USA. So Isaac produced hundreds of works. In fact, he did thousands of stories on the most varied themes, but became known from the genre he invented himself. Unlike the other modalities of his time, such as adventures and explosions in general, in the Western science fiction, he dealt so deeply with so little reference on his time about technology because he talked about the human-machine interaction, the machine mind, and how humans will deal with all this technology, the suffocating cities, the job losses for AIs, and the passionate robots. He called all this social science fiction. And so his most famous books. First one I would say is I, Robot. It has a movie about it, but it's not really about it. It remembers slightly the books, and the book is in fact a compilation of stories about a company and the robots of this company. So in other books that I would say, I will only talk about the ones that I've already read. So The Caves of Steel and The End of Eternity. These two books are amazing and have a beautiful plot. And Caves of Steel is about two guys investigating a assassination of another guy, I would say. I cannot say who it is. And The End of Eternity is much more complex and is really a trippy vibe book. So I recommend both of them. I didn't talk about The Foundation. It's his most famous one because it don't really talk much about the technology. It just is about a big empire. It's more like a Star Wars thing. So what about these books that he wrote was all about these three laws of robotics. In fact, he invented the word robotics. His robots had in their mind these three laws. Their positron brains had imprinted these three laws and many others, but this was the most important ones. So the first one, a robot must not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. The second one is a robot must obey the orders given by a human being, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And third, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first and second law. So you can clearly see that is one more important than other. The first is more important than the second, and the second one more than the third. So it goes on. He abords it in many ways on his books, and I love them. What can I say? So nowadays, what we can tell about these books and how it interacts with our technology. So, in computer science, the term AI, artificial intelligence, refers to a human-like intelligence exhibited by a computer, robot, or other machine. In popular usage, artificial intelligence refers to the ability of a computer or machine to mimic the capabilities of a human mind, learning from examples and experience, recognizing objects, understanding and responding to language, making decisions, solving problems, and combining these and other capabilities to perform humans' functions. So, such as greeting a hotel guest or driving a car, and we really know that they can drive a car. So, after decades of being related to those books, science fiction, today AI is part of our everyday lives. You can see clearly, like the Brazilian company Bradesco has a artificial intelligence called BIA, and Amazon itself has artificial intelligence in most of their products called Alexa. So the surge of AI development is made possible by the sudden availability of large amounts of data and the corresponding development and wide availability of computer systems that can process all this data faster and more accurately than humans would ever imagine. So AI is completing our words as we type them, providing driving directions as we ask, vacuuming our floors, and recommending that we should buy or binge watch next. And its driving applications such as medical image analysis that help skilled professionals to do important work faster and with greater success. So how can all these things that I say connect to that old 50s man that know nothing about internet on his time? So we can take these books and look today around us. All these advancements, all these things that he treated like science fiction we had almost today, not tomorrow. Today you have AIs, and it seems like crazy, but we cannot consider with mysticism that things but most of us believe that is some kind of mysticism because they don't know what it is. So I think it's very important today to know, for them to know. So yeah, look around us. Our technology permeates the society, our homes, cars, families and jobs. We cannot ignore it. We may not have societies completely powered by nuclear energy like the book said we would have, or we can't really go back in the time, but we already have discussions very similar to these works, losing our jobs due to advanced machines, accidents involving them, and Jesus, we're serving AIs every day, and it doesn't really seem that far from our reality, does it? And yeah, it's kind of trippy, but it is what it is. And how long until we discuss how to live with these machines as he did in his books? So that's it. Thanks for the attention. And as quote my little friend Isaac Asimov, if my doctor told me I had only 6 minutes to live, I wouldn't bother. I type a little faster. And that's what we need to do, type a little faster.